everyone, my name is Vina, aka Miss WOCReader, and welcome back to my channel. Here's 10 cozy fall reads. When I was sitting down to film this video, it was actually hard for me to come up with book recommendations because I wanted to do all BIPOC at first. But then, as I sat down, I could not think of 10 cozy fall books that I would recommend you by BIPOC authors. I know for some people, they'll just recommend anything they've heard of. They'll recommend anything they've read, even if they didn't enjoy it. I do want to genuinely give you guys good recommendations. Like, I love this book, or I really had a good time with it. I at least had to like it like 3 stars and above level. And we should be able to have those duds that I didn't like, but also have like a handful of books with similar premises to recommend instead, and we just are not at that point. Like, everybody is talking about how like Black books aren't being acquired like they were in 2020. Well, we know why they were being acquired in 2020, and we see the DEI rollbacks and the negative effects that that's had on some companies, but it's like it's not hitting the book publishers yet where they need to be hit. And I would just love to see more, not just Black books, but also Latinx books, Asian books set during fall. Like, why aren't we getting those fun, cozy mysteries? Because I was going through my Goodreads and I have read like a couple of Orchard set cozy mysteries, but I didn't love them, so I wouldn't come on here and recommend them to you. But they also were by white authors. I'm walking around the stores now as we get closer to fall, and they're putting all those cozy, comforting books out that are supposed to give you the fall feels, and there's no people of color in sight at all. And I know most people won't even notice it, but it is alarming for me. So I wanted to put together a list of just cozy books I love, but I also want to call attention to the fact that we need more. Like, I'm Black, I live in Pennsylvania. I go to a farm like every single year around the fall time. Take my picks among the apple trees and the pumpkin patches. Last year, when my family was visiting, we went, and they had never been because that's not like a thing in Guyana, so that was new for them, like to go and get to pose with the pumpkins and the apples and then eat a bunch of goodies at the farmer's market. And I would actually love to see more books where Black people have that experience, because it is an experience a lot of us have. And books should also reflect the lives that we're living, and traditional publishing has just not caught up to where they need to be in 2025. So off my soapbox, I want to just recommend 10 cozy fall reads for you. This is Waiting for Friday Night by Synethia Williams, and I thought it was perfect because it is set during the fall time. It's set during the school year, and football is a huge thing down south. This small southern town is no exception. We are following a woman named Hallie. When her parents passed away, she was basically all alone, so she decided to have a baby by herself so she could have somebody. And so she did artificial insemination. She didn't know who the guy was, and she had a daughter who is a teenager now. She loves her. She works in the same school system that her daughter attends. Well, her daughter is the only girl on the football team. We love that. And the new coach is pretty hot. He is a former professional football player. And she finds out that he is her daughter's father. And they start reconnecting. They start connecting based off of that because she's never met him before. So Synethia loves to just write a great romance, but also throw in these fun, wacky, soapy twists that I always enjoy. Something about cowboy romance just naturally always gives fall to me, but then this one is definitely set in fall. You can see the pumpkins on the cover. It is set around Thanksgiving time, and it's Thankful for the Maverick. It is by Rochelle Allers, and I thought this was just super sweet, small town book read about this rodeo champion who falls in love with a rancher. It also has an audiobook too, which is available on Hoopla. So if you are in the need for just a quick fall audiobook listen, I recommend this one. So this one is great for the cozy mystery lovers. Like, I'm sure a lot of you have already read it, but if you haven't, I recommend checking it out. It's set in a small town in Ireland, and there's a great cast of characters. If you don't like romance, this is not a cozy with romance. So if you like classical music, you would also enjoy this. She has this cute quirk where she is obsessed with Negro Baseball League stats, and I thought that was fun. And it's also a movie on Hallmark, like starring Tamara Mowry. So the movie's slightly different than the book, but still pretty enjoyable. It is Murder in G Major by Alexia Gordon. So we're following this woman who teaches at this boys' school in Ireland. It is her new fresh start, and she has to solve the mystery of this ghost living in her house who was wrongly accused of killing his wife. This is a book that I feel did not get the attention that it deserved because there was the HarperCollins boycott during the time that it was released. That is Break Up from Hell by Anna Devia Cardinal. So we're following this girl. She is horror obsessed and she really doesn't date. She also has like these very strict like Catholic grandma, and all of her friends have these stricter parents too. There are a lot of rules at their school, and she doesn't quite understand what the connection is. Then she ends up meeting this guy who seems too good to be true at first, and she finds out he's actually a demon from hell. The Swedish Charade by Jedisola James. So I remember reading this one during the fall. I actually can't remember if it's set in fall, but it gives me fall vibes. I feel like fall is the perfect time for train rides, and in this one they go on this luxury train ride across the US, which I thought was super fun. So you have this uptight professor who ends up getting tagged by mistake in the influencer's post, and then they end up in this fake dating scheme while also going on this all expense paid trip. And even though they're total complete opposites, they just click. A Deadly Inside Scoop by Abby Collette. So this one is definitely set in fall, and if you love all the flavors of fall like pumpkin and caramel and apple, this has it. It's set in an old-fashioned ice cream shop in a small Ohio town, but it's run by a black woman. Like, you will just like, your mouth will be watering at these combinations of flavors. They said it's set during the fall, cozy of course, and there's a mystery. You know, every cozy mystery series has that person in town nobody likes who ends up getting killed. Calypso, Corpses, and Cooking by Raquel V. Reyes. So this one is set in the fall, but it's set in the fall in Miami. So fall in Miami is a different vibe. Miriam hosts a YouTube show, but then she also hosts a show on a local news channel. She teaches people about Caribbean cooking. She's really big on the origins of different dishes, which you get a lot of that in here, but there is some fun mystery in there. Like, Miriam has the most obnoxious mother-in-law. This woman is pushy. This woman wants her grandson to be overly whitewashed. This woman wants to impress all her friends, so she enlists Miriam to do this big gala, and then things don't go as planned. There's something about this series that is so addicting, and if you like cozy mysteries, it's one you should not miss. What a Match by Mimi Grace. Mimi Grace writes some good romance. She knows how to write something very sexy but sweet at the same time, and I love the combination she does here. It's set in the fall, so you have those fun fall activities as these two people try to get to know each other. It is like brother, it's like brother, sister's best friend romance. So if that is your vibe, that's a trope that I like to see done well, and she does it well here. No Parm, No Foul by Linda Riley. It is a grilled cheese mystery. This town is another just small, cozy, tight-knit town. I don't even care so much about the mystery in the series. I just love reading about the different activities and the different grilled cheese combinations. I also think that she does a fairly good job with diversity too for a small town. So this is a cozy that I recommend reading up. I think it's just a quick, fast-paced, enjoyable read. To Brew or Not to Brew by Joyce Tremble. So this is actually a book that I read during my pre-BookTube day. It's like way before I started talking about books online, and it's set in Pittsburgh, which is unusual for a cozy mystery because normally they're set in smaller towns. And it follows this woman named Max O'Hara. She has her own brew pub, and she is brewing up some cool concoctions as she starts this new business journey. However, the guy who was supposed to be working with her is found dead, and it looks like she's the killer. So I tried to give you guys a little bit of variety there. Those are 10 cozy fall reads I think you should pick up. They will all be listed in the description box below. If you like this video, make sure and give me a thumbs up and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!